What's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée, and it's another Sunday Fun Day gets to come up. And we're gonna do things a little bit differently today. You can see on the screen here, I'm gonna be making a point here with these big ass P&Ls, but this is the come up. Let's go ahead and just show you the intro graphic here. It's the come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée. Shout out to the chat. We got Edema in the house, Matt. We got Blockchain Cowboy. We in this thing, man. I'm gonna wait till some other people get in here. But this is the come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée. And do this every Sunday at noon. Last week was a great show. If you guys missed last week, it's still on YouTube. It's still up there. In the chat, if you thought last week was cool, make sure you say something in the chat. Hey, what's up? Kristen's in the house too. What's up from Dallas? Yeah, we're going. Actually, that's a good call too, Kristen. Let's see. Where's everybody from? Matt and Blockchain Cowboy, Edema. Where you guys from? Shout out to the Profit Circle. Like I said, we're gonna let everybody get in here. So if you guys don't know, the Profit Circle is my private group where we give alpha 7 days a week. It's a community, so it's not just me. There's other people in there as well. And we got Rami, Jamie, Short Jackpocket in the house. What's up from the Netherlands? What's going on? We got the Netherlands. We international in this thing. You feel me? And we trade information and do setups every day. When I say 7 days a week, we really in here 7 days a week, man. Okay, 7 days. I got new messages. I haven't even read them yet. It's Short Jackpocket right here. We got Maria's in the house from Germany. International, like I'm saying. So Maria has been hitting, and shout out to Maria. She was a newer wave maker a couple months, right before the end of the year, actually. And she's already kind of found her stride. I think she said last week's show was helpful to her when I kind of broke down my strategy. If you guys have not seen my scalping strategy, make sure you watch last week's episode. I'm not going to go quite as deep this week, but it's definitely been helping a couple of folks in the Profit Circle. CC Underdog was in there. We got Mississippi in the house. Shout out Blockchain Cowboy. We're also going to be announcing a winner of the contest real soon here in a minute. I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to enter. How's the music sound in the background there, Blockchain Cowboy? You like the music? Maria said, woo, great show last week. So helpful. I'm glad it helped you, Maria. Got T-Nation in the house. Last weekend helped him as well. And I'm glad some folks are doing it, just so you know that's, on the charts here. But anyways, what I want to do here is I'm making a point here real quick. All right. On this screen here, this is my Robinhood account. And also I got an interactive brokers account, 302,000. And I want to make this point because I don't do this. I don't really like showing money. If you guys have noticed, just like I don't like giving price predictions that much, it's two different things, but I don't want people to be getting sticker shock by P&Ls. And, the reason is when you've been in this game as long as I have, no matter how much money you got, somebody got more money. Okay. You might think $848,000 is a lot of money. Trust me, someone has a zero after that and a zero after that. Okay. I know, cause I've traded with them. All right. In the exact same trades with them. All right. And, and then, another 300,000 in interactive brokers. And I got to drive home the point because the pocket watching's got to stop. It doesn't mean anything. Focus on your trading. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go over some stuff today. And what I really want to say is this is going to be a challenge. All right. This is a challenge to the group here. All right. This is what we're going to try. We're going to go over some stuff today on the charts here. But I challenge you for 1 week. Do not look at anybody else's trade setups. Focus on your TA. You're going to look at your charts. You're going to decide how you want to trade with your indicators. Okay. 1 full week. Give me 7 days of you looking at your indicators, your charts, following only your strategy. Do not buy when anyone else says buy. Do not look at any of these P&L. So-and-so made a 600,000 this year. Don't look at none of that shit. It don't mean shit. You feel me? It don't mean shit to you. It ain't your motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? So what if it's 300K in one account and 850K in another account? What that got to do with you? It got nothing to do with you. For 1 week, you know who I'm talking to. All right. This is not to talk down to nobody. I'm telling you this because I genuinely want to help you win at trading. The thing that really helped me is blocking out the noise. These guys post these massive P&Ls and shit, and I'm not even saying they're lying. In fact, they might be real or whatever, but like, that ain't you. That ain't me. So I look at it, and the other thing is I do have the perspective of seeing people I personally know seeing their trades in real time, make 7 figures on a trade like every day type of shit. Like, holy shit, you know what I mean? You also see when they lose 7 figures on a trade. My guy's like, he's texting me, he's like, I'm in big, bro, big. And when he wrote hella eyes on a big, I'm like, bro, he's probably pushing 8 digits on a 5. Jesus Christ. TradFi money is way bigger than crypto. And if you guys don't know my history, I came from TradFi. So, there's always somebody with more money out there. Obviously, all of us watch Crypto Face. Shout out to Market Cypher. That's the indicator that a lot of us like to use. And, I'm just saying, challenge yourself. 1 week of no pocket watching. 1 week, don't even follow nobody's setups. I could post a trade in there. I might tell you what to do. Just focus on your setup. And I actually seen some people doing that, right? When I was talking to CC Underdog in the group, because I have an example of that. And I called it out in real time in the profit circle where I said, I'm going to walk through this trade and I'm doing counter trend. And CC Underdog, thankfully, he did not follow me. He said, I'm sticking to my strategy, which was the strategy I talked about on last week's show, which is that we had a green dot. It was on Cosmos Atom. Let me see if I can find that one. We had a green dot and he was still going long. I can't remember which one it was, but basically I said, I'm going to see if I can catch this quick reversal. If you remember that, CC, are you out there? Tell me if you remember that trade. We do so many trades every week, you guys. Like, we could just talk about this all the time. And basically, I said, he was like, I'm sticking to the strategy, which was on the 1 hour red dot. It was 1 hour green dot. It might have been like here or something. I can't remember exactly where it was. You know what? It was here. I got it. Haha. It was here. I got it right here. It was here. This trade, it was this green dot right here. And what happened was, see this red candle right there? I think it was here or it was here. One of these two. I said, I'm going to see. Oh, it was here. It was here. It was here. It was right here. It was this green dot here. I said, I'm going to see. You see how we got that big candle? It was like right here. I said, I'm going to enter this trade right here, I think. And the reason why I did that is because, let me see what time that was. That was Tuesday the 27th at noon, because I'm going to have to zoom back in on the 10-minute chart here. I was like, I'm just going to see if I can get cute here and do a quick short. Just a quick one. It was on this red dot, I think, like right here. It was like this one here, okay? And I said, I'm going to see if I can, if we get a reversal. And he's like, well, I'm going to stick to the strategy. We've got a 1 hour green dot here. I'm still going long. Now, the strategy is you would get out of your long when you saw this red dot, but you wouldn't, the system wouldn't be over until you saw a red 1 hour. And sure enough, it didn't reverse right here. I ended up getting stopped out when this green dot came. And he got the extra run up, and then he didn't have to get out until we got another. He got out here. He would have gotten out here somewhere along this line. I don't know. This is why I don't like backtesting, because in real time you could see where the red dot would have actually occurred, right? Oh, it was on this candle, so it would have happened after this candle. Basically, I got stopped out because I was trying to go against the strategy, and he stuck to the strategy, and he ended up winning. And now for me, I was like, okay, well, the trade ain't over yet. We waited. I waited till up here, and I think I caught this one back down again later. No big deal. But the point is, and I called it out in real time. I was being legit about it. I was like, okay, guys, I'm not going to risk hella money on this. Let's just see what's going to happen here, And so, don't follow just because someone else says they're doing this or doing that. You got to be careful with that stuff. Now, as the headline said on the thumbnail, gold and silver. By the way, I got to say this is not financial advice. Nothing on my show or my channel is financial advice. You can do your own research. I'm telling you how I look at the markets and what I've been seeing. I've been doing this for a long time, 7-8 years now. I don't know, at least 7 years now. And I guess about 7 years. Hardcore. I say that because I was trading like before, I was investing, I should say, before COVID. But when COVID hit is when I was really hardcore day trading. I mean, like, I haven't looked back since, like every freaking day. So it was really then when we started going hard, and I say we because we had a trading community at the time, and we were doing big moves there. So, anyways, gold and silver did a parabolic move this week, okay? And I was like, you guys, like, this is not a normal situation here, okay? So this is gold. This is not normal. Silver really got high over a ski. Silver kissed $120, and I'm over here like, you guys, this is not going to last forever. Anybody who's buying up here, you got to have a plan. And a member of the group, experienced member of the group, is listing all of the fundamental reasons about why gold and silver should go higher and inflation, et cetera, et cetera. I understand all of that. The fundamental reasons got us here. But you got to understand, the fundamentals tell you what to buy. The technicals tell you when to buy it. I don't give a damn what instrument it is, or what asset it is. A parabolic move is a parabolic move. On the technical charts, there's going to be a pullback. Now, this is an awfully big pullback. From peak to trough, it was 40% in one day. This was literally the day before at the top when I was like, you guys, I'm not chasing anything up here. Have a plan. If you're going to be buying long term here, know that you be prepared for it. You're buying at the top of a parabola. Okay. Not a wise move, especially it's like an unprecedented one. This is the weekly charter. So it's just crazy how big this move was. The biggest one, closest one was here 2011 and it went down and sideways. I'm like, if you're buying up here, just know you're going to be prepared. You might have to hold this shit for 9 years or, whatever, how many years before it comes back. You get what I'm saying? So I'm always going to keep it real with you in the profit circle. And like I said, and like I will always continue to say, my passion is to keep you from getting wrecked. I've been around trading and crypto too long. I've seen the FOMO. And you know what? On this particular, right here, this particular one was like, this whole cycle has been everybody gets a turn, right? Bitcoin pumped. We got all the altcoins pumped. We had some crazy stocks pump. And now the boomers get their pump with their coins too, with their gold and silver. And I'm like, you guys, the markets are being manipulated. All right. This is an absurd pump if you think you were not going to have a pullback. And guess what? 40% pullback the following day. All right. Now, all I'm saying is I want you guys to be protected. So, I don't do the moon boy shit. I'm not doing it in shit coins. I'm not doing it in Bitcoin. I'm not doing it in metals. I'm not doing it in stocks. When I see a parabolic move on a chart and people talking about that they want to buy the top of that, I'm going to tell you, be careful. This is a 40% move in one day. That's not normal. All right. But what was also not normal was this run up. So that's why I wasn't really surprised. Now, I ended up actually buying the dip here when it came all the way back down here. I'm like, okay, well, at $74, we're going to do that, What's up to the chat? I see all set in the house. Cervanto, how's it going, guys? Matt spitting facts in there. So if you're in the profit circle, and by the way, if you don't know what the profit circle is, let me pull that up for you one time. The profit circle is the private Discord group where we discuss trades 7 days a week. Over here, we got the general chat. Over here, we got the market analysis chat. And you can go back and read all the conversations and everything that was said all to the beginning of time on here, especially from last week or whatever. And you can see for yourself what I was saying in the warnings I'm always going to call out for you guys. All right. Definitely trade with caution, because some people, if they put a whole bunch of money in here at the top of this trade and they lost 40% one day, they just can't afford that. You feel what I'm saying? Got to be careful. And so, I said, you have your stop losses, whatever the case may be, or a plan, specifically a plan. If you want to hold this long term and you're prepared to hold it for 11 years or whatever, okay, that's fine. If that's the case, then so be it. Inflation is going to be a real thing, and eventually gold and silver will go higher. Buying it up here, ill-advised. Okay, ill-advised when it's up there. And sure enough, I was right literally less than 24 hours later. So, yeah, don't chase the pumps. That's what I said. Don't chase. You got another opportunity. Here's the thing about me, guys. If you haven't noticed, I never get FOMO anymore. Have you ever seen me in the profit circle say, oh, my God, you guys got to hurry up and buy this or else you're going to miss out? I never say that. I never get FOMO. I was in another group and they turned into moon boys, and guess what? They're all underwater. Just even this morning I wake up and I'm under my cost basis on this, or I'm red. And my other guys, like, oh man, I'm down on everything. And I'm like, you guys turned the group into a moon boy group. Like this, it's just, listen, it's an alpha group. I gave you the alpha. I told you that Michael Saylor shit was coming unraveled when it was at $366, and you scoffed at me. And this shit came all the way down. God damn. You know what I'm saying? I told him here it's just 366. I was buying puts with 170 strike price, the blue line. It hit here just a couple months later. You guys, moon boys will get you wrecked, and we talked about this too. That all of the, today's February 1st. Tom Lee said into January 1st, something like that basically Bitcoin would be at 200,000 or something crazy like that. And Ethereum, I don't know what the hell he said. I'm going to pull up, see my image of all the moon boys. They basically got a whole bunch of people wrecked. Okay. Anybody who listened to them was these guys. No, they got everybody wrecked though. And it's like, to me, I hate that, because I want to do the opposite. I want to try to find it for you here. All wrong predictions. All these people here. Let me hide these P&Ls here. All these guys here. Oh, hiding all the wrong shit. All these guys here. Come on, man. Robinhood, get out the way. Discord, get out the way. They were all wrong. You know what I'm saying? And they were moon boys telling you to buy this and it's going to this number and shit. If you notice, I don't give any of the moon boy predictions. I don't care what asset it is. You got to look at the technicals and the charts. And here's one of the things I definitely want to mention today. Maria asked a good question yesterday about why do markets move the way they move, as far as like, you know, there's like different crypto projects and stuff. How come some, you know, they all more or less trade together? And the short answer is, I left about a 4-minute message in there, but the short answer is all this shit is ran by algorithms and market makers. And so like when everything kind of goes up, everything's going to kind of go up. When everything kind of goes down, everything's going to kind of go down. And so it doesn't really matter, unfortunately, what project it is. So that is why, and maybe I never made this clear before, but that's why in the group, in the Discord, I have the section that talks about relatively bullish and relatively bearish. This is exactly why. So because most things follow with the ebb and flow, there's anomalies, there's divergences, there's coins that seem to be weaker than others, and over here bullish that seem to be stronger. Hype and Santos, but I try to update them like it's not like exact science, but like just recently in the last few days, last week or so, we've been seeing an uptrend in this ticker, and you know, eventually if they change, I'll call them back out again. But usually I just leave them there. So like if you're ever like, holy shit, I think everything's about to drop, you don't have to like go through your whole list. You can just check this kind of short list of what's been the most bearish, like DOT and some of these ones are just like terrible bonk. So like when we had that drop, because earlier this week I posted a winner made like $2,500 in breakout prop, and I was like, you know, you guys, I shorted several tickers, and I said, let me see if I can find that one. I was like, you guys, you know, I didn't have to spend hella time looking for them because I had that list already ready. And I was like, we just, you know, we won't really have to do that. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Please, right here. Let me pull up breakout prop. So like these tickers here, right? It's all these admins, roughly about $2,500 or whatever, right? So I had multiple tickers: Moondig, Pump, Bonk, Render, Ethereum Classic, Atom, STX. I like to diversify because you never really know. This was just a quick trade this morning. Breakout prop had an update, by the way, on the weekend. We'd like to call that out. Someone missed it because he's always in the channel for market analysis, but I had put it in the general chat a few times leading up to it. Even my business development manager called it out for me. So make sure you guys check the general chat as well, because some of that broader stuff I'm going to put there. So take a peek in there and to see, because he didn't know about the maintenance coming up. And so breakout prop to the maintenance. Another thing I called out this morning too, breakout prop, if it's still acting glitchy to you, they had another glitch. Close down your browser and then just reopen the browser. That worked for me, and then the glitch stopped. So I just want to tell you guys that too. But basically these tickers, right? If you don't know, if you don't have, you're not, you know, maybe you're not looking at a list. I'm looking at a list of 200 tickers here, you know what I'm saying, all freaking day. But even me, I'm making the list for myself. Like, what have I noticed that's been recently bullish or bearish? So when it was time to go long, because we just did a long, actually, like last night, right? We went long. I know it was me. I think it was a short jackpot. And basically, I knew I wanted to try to go long Bitcoin, BNB. But I was like, what else has been long? I was like, oh, Santos. And sure enough, Santos turned out to be the best play. Santos recovered this whole weekend. This big old drop came. I got in right here, and it came right back because it had been relatively strong. It was weird. This trade I set up, it never dropped when everything else dropped. I'm like, this ticker's freaking strong. I actually got out at break even. I had set my take profit and break even, so I didn't get stopped out here. But then when the waterfall came again, I was like, oh, this was a strong ticker. And so because that just recently happened, you know, and it's on the bullish tickers list, I took my long here. Now, I took this BNB long, but look, it didn't do shit. I took this Bitcoin long, it didn't do shit, right? So by fact that I'm diversifying a little bit, I basically broke even on these two. I made a little bit of profit on Bitcoin and BNB, not much. It was just a little bit, but this one is where I made the 400% on because it was a strong ticker. And so this goes back to what I was saying about, generally speaking, the market moves up and the market moves down, but then you have these outliers that for whatever reason, you could say some of that is real money, like that's like more than the algorithm that's keeping it strong. I don't really know, right? I don't know what the hell algorithm they're using for the market makers, but they're doing something. And so for whatever reason, in recent times, this ticker had been holding up relatively strong. So when it comes time to go along and buy the dip, this is on the list. Boom, it paid off. Whereas some of the other tickers, bonk and shit, like, you know, these other ones have been weak. They just, you know, they didn't really get that bounce. Hell, even Bitcoin didn't get that bounce, right? So that's how I determine my bias, if you will, on what ticker I want to go for. So that's definitely want to call that out because I just happened, we closed that shit this morning. So again, in the profit circle, you'll see when we talk about it right here. Right here. All right. Oops, excuse me. In the general chat, I talked about it in either market analysis or general chat. Oh, and I need to say, so I said nothing on this channel is financial advice, but what I want to call out is that I'm a partner with Breakout Prop and with Fimex. So basically, if you use my referral codes, I may earn a commission, and that helps the channel. And I can make more videos. I got more videos coming out on Breakout Prop because I want to get one of these $200,000 accounts and have at it. And let me see, I don't have it pulled up here. I want to try one of those new ones that do the $200,000, and let's double the $100,000 account and see if we can make some big gains on that. See if I can pass that evaluation and kind of share my story with you guys and make content about it. But I have to say that because Fimex is one of my partners, GMMNX5. If you use that code to create an account with Fimex, you get free access to the premium side of the Profit Circle. So you'll get the market analysis channel. Otherwise, you just get access to the general chat and whatever we're talking there. But if you want to see the market analysis or the futures trade setups that we post in here and stuff, then you have to create an account with my Fimex account to get it for free, for 1 month for free. We're going to be doing a contest, and which leads me to the winner of the first month of the year's contest. And part of it is this contest was going to be a giveaway for somebody new to enter the premium side, get 1 month for free over here. And or an extended month. If they already had a month, we extend their month. But we have a lifetime wave maker who won. So first of all, congratulations and shout out to the Blockchain Cowboy. The way he won this contest is, so I post a lot of posts in here. I'm asking you guys to help me share my posts on social media because the algorithms make it real tough for crypto content to get a lot of exposure. If you guys go in there and you repost them for me, all you do is come. Well, let me show you this. I forgot to show the channel here. If you guys go here to this channel, on the left, repost these. I'm going to post links in there, or if you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, social media, Facebook, have a Facebook business page for trading. If you repost them, just post the link of the one you reposted here. Okay? And that's how we're going to track them. So shout out Maria. You see she's posting stuff in here. Blockchain Cowboy's posting. But for this first month, whoever reposts the month is going to win. And since he's already a lifetime membership and it's $99 a month, $99 is going out to Blockchain Cowboy USDT, 99 USDT to Blockchain Cowboy. Congratulations. We appreciate you supporting the Profit Circle. And, I'm going to run the same contest again next month. I'm trying to get some new folks in here. Maybe they don't have a premium membership yet, or maybe they already have one. They want to extend it next month. By all means, Blockchain Cowboy can win again. So you guys are competing with him, but $99 to him. And Maria's looking like she's trying to catch up as well. She's starting to repost stuff. And one of the things, guys, I'm really trying to kind of promote a little bit more is my Facebook business page. My Facebook business page is, I'm trying to do a different approach besides Twitter is kind of burned, it's just a bunch of weirdos on there. But on Facebook business page is niche down where it's more specifically, it's called Cassius Cuvée Trading. So if you hit a follow button on there, you'll follow it. I'm posting on there every day, a lot of trading psychology, market psychology, but also trading setups and tips, more than what you'll see on my YouTube channel. So definitely follow that and let me know. And then when you repost those, if you repost any of that stuff or just retweet, whatever you call it, drop the link in here the way Maria is and Blockchain Cowboy is. And then this is the tally. We'll tally them up at the end of the month, myself and my admin. So make sure to always, if you have any questions, there was somebody's permissions got messed up. I think Maria couldn't post in there. All she did was tag MZK or Blockchain Cowboy, tagged him or whatever, and he'll help you out. Him right here, this guy right here. So he's my admin, MZK, or you can just do @admin, and he will get you set up to make sure you can post in there if you're having any problems with Discord. I've hired him to help me all the time. So if I'm not there, then he should be able to help you out. All right. So make sure you do that. But yeah, Blockchain Cowboy, after the show, we'll figure it out. We'll do it in the Profit Circle. Congratulations to you. Appreciate you, man. Always supporting the group. Always welcoming new members. Anybody who's new, come says hi. By all means, welcome them in. And you guys, I'm trying to make the Profit Circle grow. The more people I get in there, the more. This is a Cassius Cuvée sponsored contest, but I can sometimes get contests sponsored by Breakout Prop or Fimex if I have more activity in the group. So try to get more people in there. There might be more cash prizes, more awards. And speaking of which, Fimex actually just sent me this for being a partner with them. Let me pull it up here so I can see. Fimex sent me this gift. 2026 gift from Fimex. I appreciate you, Fimex. Shout out to Fimex. They hooked your boy up. We open it up. What we got here? They gave me like a couple of things. They gave me this dope gimbal. So I can make, this is not a cheap one either, okay? So I can make more content. You guys know I love filming videos. Let's Go music video coming with the gimbal. I got new microphones. We can do interviews when we're out. Battery packs, all the shit here. memory cards and everything else. So shout out Fimex for hooking your boy up. They're my favorite, my one and only leverage exchange that I use. I find them fair. A lot of people think that, you know, if you're getting free trading fees on MEXC or whatever, that it's better. But what you don't see is the slippage and all the other scam stuff that kind of goes along with it. So, you know, there's no way I can like prove that to you with the numbers other than just my own experience trading and stuff. But to me, Fimex has been the most fair platform of the leverage trading platforms. So that's why I trade on them. I had been trading on there for a while before they even approached me about being a partner. And, you know, I trade on MEXC. I was trading on, what's the other one? I don't even use it anymore. I can't even remember anymore. God, what was the other one called again? That's crazy. The heck? I don't remember what it's called. Basically, I just gravitated towards Fimex for everything. And, I like them, and apparently it's great. A Bybit. I'm using Bybit to have a Bybit account, but yeah, all set says scammy MEXC, you know. But anyways, yeah, they hooked your boy up. But also use my invite code. You guys, okay, you get special perks when you use my invite code because I'm a partner. Perks that other people don't get. So right now there's a contest. You see the link I posted plenty of times, but there's a contest. If anybody out there has the link, any of my admins go ahead and put it in the chat here. But when you create a Fimex account using my code, sure, you get access to the contest and the bonuses, but there's another special perk that I cannot say on the air that you're going to see immediately that is very beneficial. You might even want to share that information with your friends. So definitely go ahead and create a Fimex account with my invite code, and then you'll see what that is. It's free to create an account, you guys. My whole point is I want you guys to be real traders. So when we come in the Discord here and we're talking about trading, you know, these are people who actually want to win trades. And when you come in here, there's not a whole lot of noise about other nonsense and stuff. You know, if you want to be a moon boy, that's okay. Just put it in the bold predictions category. Over here, we got a bold predictions category here. Here's bold predictions. Whatever you want to say, whatever you think is going to happen. I got some in here from way back. You know, one of bold predictions, like you think something might happen in 6 months, a year from now, or whatever the case may be. You call the top of Bitcoin, or you think certain price, you think gold's going to go to $400, as one guy suggested. Put it in here, bold predictions, all right? There's kind of no point in us talking about it every day because we're trading every day on setups that we see every day. So, like, there's no reason to talk about something that you think is going to happen once in your lifetime or in months from now or years from now. You know, it's kind of like it's not really that actionable of information. You get what I'm saying? You know, if there's not much we can do about it, just put in the bold predictions and we'll revisit it. And trust me, if you're right, I'm going to give you a shout out. I'm going to say, hey, this guy was right. He called it 6 months ago, a year ago. You know what I mean? It'll be right here in the bold predictions. I will call it out and give you all the credit in the world and tag you on social media, whatever the hell you want. But, you know, we want to keep it clean in here for the people who are looking for daily trade setups. So down here's the wins. I'll pull that back up again. In the wins category, Maria's finding her stride. I said that to her yesterday because she's hitting 1,000 the first day, 1,500 the next day. I posted some wins here. King Jackpot in here. We got Blueberry in here killing it like he always does. Booyah. We got, who else we got? We got FXG in here. Here's Maria, $1,500. This is just, what, yesterday, the 30th, 2 days ago? So, you know, the group, and this is based upon what she learned last week. And then, so what we talked about in last week's show, just follow-up questions in the general chat that a lot of people could just see, or in market analysis where I'm answering questions about the strategy, the nuances of it. Remember, nothing is a perfect foolproof strategy in trading. It's just not how it works, right? There's not something that just guaranteed works every time. This is how I like to do my setup with breakout prop, where I'll have the breakout prop on the top, and you know, because I have multiple screens, and then I'll have Fimex. I mean, not make breakout prop. I'll have either breakout prop or Fimex at the top, either one of them, and I'll have trading view at the bottom. It's hard for me to make it correctly on the screen here, but basically that's how I do it when I'm trading. Because as you guys know, if you know my strategy by now, I'm largely looking at market cipher B, which is the oscillator down here to show me the direction of what things are going in, and then that's when I'm going to make my entries and exits. How far they're going to go, that might be up here in the price chart, but to me, 80% of it is down here. And you know, first is momentum, and then next it's up here. Now, granted, I'm pretty good at reading these charts, just like I knew that silver and gold were going to top out. Sooner than later, this parabola is just it was just too much, too fast. It doesn't really matter what asset it is. It doesn't mean it's never going to go back there again. It just means eventually this is going to happen, and it was epic collapse. And we talked about it. We watched it in real time. Boom, caught the bottom of that. I'm still in a couple in Fimex. So in Fimex now, if you guys didn't know, Fimex, you can trade gold and silver on Fimex now. So let me see. Let me show you these tickers. Oh God, I'm blocking it here. Okay, here we go. So silver on Fimex is XAG USDT. You're trading it just like a leveraged crypto ticker, okay? XAG USDT or XAU USDT. All right. So you can trade gold and silver there. And, you know, if you want to long or short or whatever, it's there just like everything else. I'm, of course, shorting all the shit coins, trading that. Closed out a big one today. I closed out ZK today. If you guys saw that in the Wins channel, the Profit Circle, it was kind of a new Giga short. But what happened was it pumped when ZEC pumped, when Zcash pumped. But what happened was this morning when I woke up, I got an email from Fimex. They tell you that they're raising their fees on this. The funding fees, that means the fees it costs to just hold it open. It's not really worth it. If they give you that warning, it's because they raised it so high that it's like it's going to start eating into your profits. So I just closed it out, take the win. It's kind of done. It's kind of no point in trading it again. I've literally had positions where I was like up hella money, and then every hour goes by and it's like boom, a chunk of money taken out. Next hour, boom, a chunk of money. It's like, okay, basically, it's kind of no point in trading. There's no point in holding it. At least you're going to trade it. You're in and out like within an hour. Because the funding fees are gonna literally eat you. So as a general rule, there's a million tickers. Just trade something that doesn't have a funding fee that goes. It's no point. Especially up, just take the money and then move on. Not financial advice. That's what I'm saying. That's what I do. Because there's plenty of other options, plenty of other fish in the sea. That's how I approach that. So ZK, that was a nice win. I was gonna short it all the way down, but I forgot to show you the one too. So in my song Crashing Waves, I say, I'm going to short that, fuck your favorite meme, three-fisted. I'm going to short that stupid piece of shit until it's delisted. We had another one of those this week, right? Let me see if I can find that. We did have another one of those this week that I know I put it on Instagram. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram or other social media, just at Cassius Cuvée on everything. At Cassius Cuvée on everything. Right here. Just like the song says. Turn this on. I'm gonna short that stupid piece of shit until it's delisted, and that's exactly what happened. Some ticker NKN, I don't even know what it does. It doesn't really matter. So many fake projects that got pumped for no reason. I shorted them since the top in November or December. Really, was usually the top. Many of them, some topped in January of 2025, but 2024 December, I had like 50 something shorts, shit coins, that I shorted them all the way back down. And you know, I knew it was fake. I've been around this game too long, you guys. I honestly am kind of shocked that more people are not following me. How right I've been about calling the top of this market. Not just Bitcoin. I don't really short Bitcoin. I mean, look, consider all things considering, Bitcoin holding above 75K is not bad. Considering some of these other tickers, this is a normal, like bonk. Holy shit! Like, look at this. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? I can't even get to the top of this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was trading this shit way up here. That's what, like, this is epic. What the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys, this shit was fake. It always was fake. You know, these tickers just, and this was supposed to be a real project years ago. I mean, God, these charts, you guys, like, I don't know what the hell people were thinking. Moondeg, this is another one. Oh my God, look how high. I literally had this short open up here. Fimex, it says 0.66 all the way down to here. You know, and it's just like, I don't really know what to tell you, man. When I saw this cycle starting with Pepe the Frog was what started this. I was like, this cycle is gonna be fake as fuck, y'all. Like, this is the weekly chart on Bitcoin. It looks ugly here. I'm gonna get one without so many lines on it. You know, it fell down out of this little thing. Oh, I did want to bring this up. I was like, remember I asked, this is why I don't do pattern trading. I said, well, there's some truth to the blue triangle, because that's the ascending triangle, and it did break out, and I even said it at that time, but oftentimes you catch the breakout, and then you start at the top of the breakout. Well, that would have been the perfect right move for Bitcoin here, because this was also what people call ascending, basically a bearish wedge, which would be the yellow lines, and then when it broke below it, forget about it, right? So that was actually called out. I think I called that out a couple of weeks ago. I want to show you guys this one because this, a lot of people I called it out in here because I saw a lot of people posting it on Twitter, and they turned out to be right. You know, let me see, get rid of Michael Saylor and these charlatans. This kind of turned, there was a couple versions of it. You know, this one here is a bull trap. And I got to say, these people were right. You know, they ended up being right. A lot of people posted it here. This person showed it. I came in and rejected. You know, there's something to be said about some technical analysis. It's not always right. But when you combine it with what you're looking at, momentum, the other thing I called out that I saw no one else call out was Market cipher B on the 2-week. No, not in the 2-week. Well, I had been calling it on the 2-week, but this 2-week was way back here in August. Market cipher B had a red dot. Then the monthly had a red dot here. You see I'd circle it. And here, the big 2-month dot. This showed up in October, right? Had to be because the next candle's November. I called it out. I told hella people. Somebody tried to trash me like, oh, you're trading off a 2-month chart. How? You're an idiot. The guy's name was like Pepe something. I'm like, bro, everything you're down. You're down everything. It's like Pepe Millionaire or something. I'm like, bro, I don't think you want to be talking about someone else's technical analysis right now. But specifically, the 2-month one was important to me because when you go back, you can see historically, you only get one 2-month red dot. You guys. You know what I mean? You only get one. It's the market cycle. It's the cycle top. So, here we are, 2017. This one brought it back down. We got one more. A big top up like this. Ouch. April 2021. You got a little retracement. It's a 2-month. It takes a long time to play out. But, man, we get here. We might got a little retracement, but, it didn't make it. So, I'm definitely not thinking that Bitcoin sees another all-time high this cycle unless something completely drastic changes, like maybe when Jerome Powell changes out, if the new guy does something crazy, like cut interest rates in half to 2% or something crazy, we might see some crazy scam wick, but then, down the line, you're going to be dealing with stagflation. Ain't no telling what's going to happen after that. All bets are off if some massive change happens, like they just lower interest rates by 2 points or something. That's never happened before. All bets are off then. But again, even better reason to learn how to day trade, because trying to predict this is way harder. And that's, that was one of the things I want to talk about today. The reason why you guys should pay attention to day traders more than these long-term people, these moon boys and these people who keep talking about all of these things of what's going to happen, the price targets of 200,000 or whatever ticker they're talking about, is because they never held accountable. I'm held accountable every freaking day. We're 7 days a week in the profit circle. I can't tell you something 6 months from now. I promise it's going to happen, or something drops 40% and I'm like, but it's still on. I can't, I'm not going to do that to you. I got to keep it real with you guys. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, man, I'm telling you right now. And this is what I want to tell you about TA. This is my opinion on TA. For years, I didn't believe in it. For years. And I used to say it's 80% bullshit. And it still is 80% bullshit. The thing, if you're just looking at the price chart, this is 80% down here. This is the cake. This is the frosting. The whole thing's the cake. Down here is the cake, though, the batter and shit. This is the frosting, okay? If you don't have your directional here, this to me is just like, okay, you got a 50-50 chance. The shit might go up or it might go down. Ain't no telling. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling. And, and what happens is these long-term people, they love to come and show you a 300K portfolio, or, if you, by the way, this is the first and last time I'm going to show you guys this crap, because I don't want you guys to go by dollar figures. Doesn't matter if I made $1 million. All that matters is what you're going to be doing. This doesn't even mean the percentage probably makes more of a difference. Well, percentage always makes more of a difference. But the point is, it's not applicable to you. If you notice, the only time I ever show money is when I'm trading on breakout prop, because we're all on a level playing field there. So it makes sense, right? This does not mean anything. How did you get there? What happened? This is a long freaking journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a million trades throughout the course of it. So this is not what matters. You see what I'm saying? This down here, this is what matters. Where are we now, right? What do we do now? And so the thing about TA, the dirty little secret about TA that I'm going to reveal to you right now, is that TA history by itself doesn't prove shit about the future. I'm going to look you in the eye when I say this. When people do technical analysis and they look at the history and they say, well, Bitcoin did this and by itself, especially just looking at the price chart, that don't mean shit. That doesn't tell you what's going to happen 6 months from now. And if you've been following all these other people, that that was proven right. If you followed all these people, all the charlatans, that was proven right, right? Whatever math or whatever they showed you here for these prices, obviously they were freaking wrong. So all their TA or whatever these macro people are is talking about, they were all wrong. So to all of a sudden start listening to them now would be fucking stupid. You should just unfollow them. Just keeping it real. Because every single day I got to go in here and tell you my thought process in real time. We're going to see if I'm right or wrong. We're going to discuss it, why I was wrong, if I was wrong, or why I was right, what I was looking at, if the thesis changed. Now, here's the thing. Okay, I'm getting to the part now. The part that no other TA guys are going to tell you is that TA only works in the present tense. I can tell you what's going to happen when we get here based upon the current momentum and the current price chart. All this shit way in the past doesn't predict what's going to happen way in the future. But in real time, I can see what's happening with price action. I can see what's happening with momentum in real time. I can see that. So when we caught the bottom right here in this trade and went long, and I told everybody I'm out of my longs, it turned out to be a right idea because it came back down again. Why? I saw the momentum slowing down. Did I know that when I entered it here? Of course not. How the hell would I have known that? Nobody knows the future. You see what I'm saying? I'm using TA to tell me what's happening in the present tense. The market's never wrong. I know people argue that all day long. In theory, it's never wrong, right? You could say in hindsight, well, when silver was at 120 and dropped to 70, anybody who said it was to buy it at 120 was wrong. You know, they were right in the moment, but it wasn't cheap because then the next day it was down 40%, right? That just wasn't right anymore. But now in the present tense, the price is the price, okay? So as a technical analysis, I'm looking at that. This shit was going straight up like this. I'm like, bruh, this is not going to continue forever. This is unsustainable. And sure enough, it came back down. So my point is, in real time, TA does matter. In real time, I can see what's about to happen, largely based upon the momentum waves, and then we ride it until, we take what it gives us. In this case, Santos, he gave me all the way back up here. Boom. It's like 422% in a matter of hours, like 6 hours. But, I didn't know for a fact that Bitcoin wouldn't do it or BNB wouldn't do it. But I could see that once this one slowed down and they all started to slow down, I was like, oh, this is what's about to happen. And this leads me to what? My favorite thing. The Wile E. Coyote trade, okay? Now, I don't know when. If you've been following the profit circle for long enough, you can tell. Well, I don't always know. You don't know in advance when the Wile E. Coyote trade is going to happen. Adam has been a good one recently. You don't know in advance, but you see some of these things, these pop up here. You can see I had some trade ideas here, right? I ended up winning this trade because I shorted down this orange line all the way back down. That little bit of money I lost, made it all back. The trade wasn't really over yet. And basically, you're looking for a ticker that has been bearish. As you can see, it's been bearish. But all of a sudden, it's going way up like that. And you're like, hold on a minute, man. Like, this is Wile E. Coyote in the making. Now, when you actually enter the trade is when he's scrambling off the cliff, but he hasn't fallen yet, and he's looking over, beep, beep. That's when you want to enter, right before he falls. So again, it's the technical analysis in real time that I can see that happening. Now, how you know it's going to happen when he's falling? What happens is this one got over its skis, and at that time, the rest of the market, which is back to Maria's question about why does everything kind of move together? For some reason, the rest of the market starts to fall over. It starts to roll down, but this one ticker doesn't know it's supposed to fall yet. Hence, he's Wile E. Coyote, right? So he's Wile E. Coyote up here looking at the roadway like, beep, beep. That little moment in time is when you enter the trade. You catch it all the way back down, boom, and you take your profit. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure, you could have held this and held it forever. It could have been a giga short if you wanted to. But the main point was everything else started to fall. He lagged on the fall. It might be a matter of minutes, y'all. Like, it might not be hours, We watch this shit real time. That's why we try to call it out in real time. If you're in the profit circle, turn on the notifications in the future trades and in the market analysis, because in those channels, we're going to call out the trades in real time. And then I'm like, this is looking like a Wile E. Coyote setup. And in fact, I'll call out in advance quite often. I'll say, put this on the watch list, put this on the short list, right? So if we come in here, we'll be like, so down here on future trades, we don't always say we're going to enter this right now, but we might say we're looking at a setup here. We're looking at a Wile E. Coyote setup here. Wile E. Coyote playing out right now. I had called it out previously. That's why. Sometimes I put a little video in here, but I'm like, it's beginning to Wile E. Coyote. You get what I'm saying? And then eventually it started to play out. APT, big candle. Wile E. Coyote is looking juicy. Right here, I call it Wile E. Coyote looking juicy. And this is at, 7:12 a.m.? And what time did it start to fall? 7:48. So that's just a matter of minutes. You see what I'm saying? So at 7:12, you saw it. Then by 7:48, everything started to fall. Bada boom. This one, I was in breakout prop. Boom. Caught these greens all down here because they all fell when the Wile E. Coyote trades played out. So that's definitely one of the things that's helpful to have a group, because you get more sets of eyes on a ticker that you might not have otherwise seen. So that's definitely something that I want to always call out in the profit circle. Let me see. I got a bunch of stuff I want to go over today. Is there any tickers out there you guys want me to look at? If you please like the video, share it with your friends, like and subscribe. Again, if you guys are looking for that scalping strategy, I went over in great detail in the last episode. So please go ahead and check that out. Oh, I want to tell you this. I made a couple new videos. There's more coming. But the trades I was describing, I made a whole video for it here. It's not financial advice. I just want to go over what happened in today's trade. So I kind of went over the trades there, not in too great a detail. This video is showing the new rules on breakout prop.
One of my breakout prop 2026.
So check this one out. It shows some of the new rules, how they've changed. I'm going to go into more details on those later. But those are the 2 new videos since last week. More coming. But basically, I wanted to just say that please like and subscribe, share. We do the super chat goal. I didn't do a goal or anything like that. Okay, Maria wants me to look at Bitcoin. All right. For people not familiar with the Discord, how do you add notifications? Oh, how do they add notifications? Blockchain Cowboy, great question. Let me see here. I get notifications for everything. I'm trying to think here. I think if you click on edit channel, I see mine might look differently than y'all's. I don't know, to be honest with you. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to go into and ask. Oh, you guys aren't even looking at my screen. We're going to ask my admin on how to do that. I don't even remember off the top of my head, to be honest with you, because I'm always in here. So I can't remember how to add off the top of my head. It's somewhere. I think you have to go to edit channel or something. It might look different on mine because I have obviously all the admin privileges. So ask MZK. And he's going to help you out with getting that stuff on there. But that's a good question. Oh, yeah, Blockchain Cowboy. If you know the answer, please share it with us. I can't remember. But, yeah, you want to turn on the notifications, at least in the Future Trades channel. Okay, Edom, talking about the bull div. We want to look at Bitcoin, it sounds like here. Let's take a look. I have more stuff I want to talk about, but let's take a look. So, Bitcoin, yes. I'm thinking we do get a bounce in Bitcoin here pretty soon. Not sure this exact moment. I'm looking at a red dot on the 1 hour, right? It came back over. So Maria, this is what I'm looking at. One of the first things I look at just jumps out at me, right? We had a wick that came all the way down to here. We bounced back, and we have not come back down yet. We bounced off this level support. I drew these 76 lines like a long time ago, support, right? Support and resistance is a white line for me. The fact that it bounced off it once, bounced off again, I don't know. We may have found a bottom, and then we're talking about the divergence. He's talking about this here. So Matt, whoever just called out in the chat, the divergence, what he's talking about is this here. This was making a lower, the blue dot was making a lower low, but this, well, I guess that would be a hidden bullish divergence. Basically, the strength, the downward momentum is not as strong on this second one down as it was in the first one. I guess it technically wouldn't be a divergence. A divergence would be if you made a lower low this way, but it doesn't. The essential point is that it still looks bullish because this didn't break a new low. And I'm going to leave this on the chart. And if price breaks below this, then maybe it will be more bearish. Again, we do have currently a red dot here from this one here. I'm kind of in a wait and see mode right now on Bitcoin, Maria, but let's take a look at the 2 hour. So Maria, remember when you asked me about all the dots, and Matt had invented the Christmas tree lights he was talking about, right? When you see too many dots, sometimes then you want to zoom out one. So now the 2 hours a little more clean, right? Like maybe it's not, its cycle is not on the 1 hour right now. It's on the 2 hour. This is kind of how I adjust for that. If you're seeing too many of the Christmas tree lights. So now we're looking at, okay, well, we don't really have a green dot on the 2 hour yet. We're still trying to figure out what's going to happen. There's not a lot of bullish. If you were going to go long Bitcoin right here, you still want to have a tight stop loss. I'm not saying it can't roll over here. This green candle is looking good, but we're looking at a red dot on the 2 hour and also on the 1 hour. If we look at the 3 hour, it's on the green dot still in the 3 hour. Obviously, it's pulled back. I'd be willing to bet that in the next 11 minutes here, this will show a red dot on the 3 hour. I mean, think about it. 3, 6, 9 hours of red candles down. And this is where I said I've just been watching Market Cypher B for so long. Fam.Goldberg, shall I close my shorts? I don't want to tell you to close them yet. I don't know. You could do. So here's the thing. So many things about trading is not so much about if you're right or wrong. It's about how you do the trade. So one tactic is, Fam Goldberg, one of the tactics is you could do either trailing stop loss or you just manually move your stop loss into the money, right? If you're green right now on your shorts, you move them into the money. So no matter what, you can't lose. And I'm telling you, in this game, if you stick with it long enough and just avoid taking big losses, eventually you'll catch a big win and you'll slowly stack those wins. So that could be one thing you do. I don't want to tell you, I don't know for sure this price is going to go lower or higher. I mean, there's a lot of cases we made that's going to go lower. We got a 3 hour red dot that's coming in 11 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And this is just from my experience of Market Cypher B, just knowing, I could just tell by looking at it that, a red dot. In order for this to not happen, in the next 10 and a half minutes, you would have to see price action go up, hella fast. Like something would have to happen to put this up right this for this to not turn red right here. It's gonna turn red on a 3 hour. I can almost guarantee it. It'll probably turn red in the 4 hour too. Maybe. We'll see. I'll bet you. I'll put it this way. If this candle closes red, if it drops below that green line right there, this candle closes red, then I'm pretty much, I'd guarantee we're going to see a red dot on the 4 hour as well. So right now, things are looking kind of bearish, though. So, Fam Goldberg, you might, I don't know, maybe you want to keep them open, you know. If you already locked in some wins last night, added this morning, was complimenting to add some, keep more stop loss. Yeah, you keep the stop loss in the money, you be good. You know, if you already banked some wins, you're playing with house money, you can let it ride, you know. Let's see, 5 days about to reset. Oh, the 50. Oh, okay, the 20 to 50 cook. He's talking about, so all set is talking about the moving averages, talking about the 20 day to 58 cook to 5 day about to reset. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Let's see, T-Nation got my first payout shorting Bitcoin yesterday. Rod, congratulations. Congratulations. Got his first payout. He's sticking with the Bitcoin short right now. All right, well, man, congratulations. This is what we love to see on Breakout Prop. Let's make some money, man. The profit circle is about winning. Okay, I'm in a long of Bitcoin, entered 77.5. Okay, this upside down 500 is thinking about closing it. Yeah. It's that's why I didn't waste any time. I got out of my long share. I said, I don't like this. Give me my little money. It just above break even. It wasn't that much money, but it wasn't a loss. I can tell you that shit. And then I had this one. I'm like, it's okay to not trade. You know what I'm saying? Right? You're in uncertain times right now. It's okay to not trade. It's very conceivable that Bitcoin could kick around here, and maybe people who want a long. It could do one of those again, kind of like this wick here. That 75K, I remember it very, very well. Way back, 75K, I caught this dip on 75K. What is that? April 6th. Okay, I bought this right here at 75K. Now for me, it was this is how I played it. You see how there's two wicks right there? I missed the first one. And then you get the retrace. It looked like, oh, we got the retrace down, and I did not hesitate. This was minutes, you guys. I know it says daily candle, but it was minutes. It was not down below 75K for very long. 75K is pretty strong support. Now, I'm not saying it can't go down and break through it. We were still, on a pullback of what was looking like a bull market, whereas now it's looking more like a bear market. So, I can't tell you that this 75K is going to hold forever. That being said, my hunch, and this is really just a hunch, we get some unexpected news event that makes this 75K hold again. Now, does that mean we go back to all-time highs? I don't think so. I think the bull market is over. I think we've seen the high for this cycle. But the idea of this bouncing off of 75K and then miraculously at the exact same time, we get some bullish news. I don't know what might be bullish for Bitcoin. And then all of a sudden it rallies for a genuine relief rally, which wouldn't be the craziest thing ever. I could see that happening this week. I'm not saying tomorrow or today, but I could see that happening. So here's the one day. So let's zoom out a little bit here. Here's the one day, right? This is a pretty damn bad move, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 red candles down in a row. Big red candles too, right? This was more red candles in a row from the all-time high. Not all-time high, but from the yearly high. And they still weren't as big as this. This is pretty damn big, y'all. So the idea that we get a bounce off 75K is not like the craziest thing in the world. Like at some point, enough's enough, and you get a relief rally. So, for example, Maria, I don't know. I don't know how big your position size is relative to what you're down right now. But perhaps I hate to tell you to do this, but sometimes if you know your strategy going into it, you're already in it, so I don't want to tell you what to do. But for me, right now, this is what I would be doing. It's like, okay, look, and I kind of am watching this. I'm not pre-planning it because I want to see what happens when we get there. Like I said earlier, TA is about what happens when you actually get there. It's the present tense that matters, not like trying to predict it hella far in advance. But I do think that this is such a strong line of support here that if I see 75K, I'm probably going to be a buyer on GP. And I may just have a stop loss. Maybe where this red line is. That's probably the same red line from when I bought it back down there. Maybe 71.5 is my stop loss, and I'm prepared for, that. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that where it kicks around there for a day or two or whatever, and then we go long. That's a conceivable thing. Now, again, I don't know when we get there because I want to see the momentum waves. I want to know what's going to happen. Like how do we get there? Was it a scam wick or was it news? Is it just ebb and flow? Is it just CZ dumping on us? I don't, what is the reason that this is actually going to get us down to 75? Was it fake or not, basically, right? Was it fake? So maybe I'll open some shorts to hedge. You could open shorts to hedge. That's one way of looking at it. You could do that. Then you just have more trading fees. It's 6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other. If you close it and have to reopen it. But it's a little bit different in breakout prop than in FIMX. In FIMX, they average all the prices together. Breakout prop, everything's in hedge mode, so it'd be a separate trade. You see I've got the dotted line here. This dotted line, it's 75.180 is going to tell me if we get here. And I'm probably going to be a buyer, but I'm going to look. I might have a starting position. I might just have this. I want to see what happens. I told, I think it was King Jackpot we were talking. I was like, he caught the buy. He said he didn't get what he wanted. I said, look, we're probably going to get the retrace. Well, it looks like we're getting it. It has not gone below here. So I don't know yet. But look, this candle, now this 1 hour candle has turned red. Got the red dot there. Let's see. We got 5 minutes. I want to see if we're right here. In 5 minutes, we're going to find out if this 3 hour candle, this 3 hour gets a red dot right here, right? And I'd be willing to bet you anything it is. We'll see. We'll see for sure. Oops. I want to check, and then the 4 hour also might get a red dot is my hunch, right? Because 4 hour has a green dot. Now the 5 hour, the 5 hour might get one too. Let's see. I don't know about the 5 hour. I just think the 3 hour and the 4 hour are going to get a red dot here on Market Cipher B. Oh, I can't see the 5 hour. The 4 hour. Oh, I can't see the 4 hour. It takes 3 more hours to get there. I'm sorry. We won't see the 4 hour red dot. But the 3 hour red dot is coming due. The 3 hour candle is closing in 4 minutes. So in 4 minutes, we're about to see if we get a red dot here on the 3 hour. I'm pretty sure that we will. So what I'm also looking at is the 8 hour. So to me, oh, here we go, Maria. So to me, for the midweek swing, the weekly swing, if you will, on Bitcoin specifically, the 8 hour is my benchmark. I want to see an 8 hour green dot, and we got one, but we've now started to retrace it. It kind of didn't mean shit, right? You got a green dot, and all I see is red candles. Like, how is that possible? Well, I don't know the exact math of how it spits out a green dot here, but it was probably because this wick caught a wick up here, turned green. This is coming down. Theoretically, this green dot could disappear in the next 3 hours and 3 minutes. That's, if we keep going down for red, it will disappear. So this is the difference between a dot showing or printing and dot printed. It won't actually technically be a green dot printed until the candle closes and we're on the next candle. So for right now, it's green, but it ain't looking very promising unless it bounces again. If this drops down here, this in the next 3 hours, then this ain't going to stay green. I can promise you that. If this 3 hour dot turns red here, this 8 hour dot might not turn green. But what I would be looking for the long, of when to go long, like for a swing trade, not just the day trade, would be for the 8 hour green dot. This is what usually happens, not always. First, you get the deep green dot, right? This is a green dot, but it's not hella deep. It's at the 60 line. This dotted line right here on Market Cipher B is at 60. Right here. See, can you tell right there? It's at 60. The solid line right below the dotted line is at 60. Below the 60, you start getting pretty strong momentum to the downside. So what ends up happening a lot of times is you get your first green dot, price comes up, but then prices little retrace, and it might even come a little bit lower and then go up. And what ends up happening is this comes like this and comes like this, or excuse me, it's going to make a divergence. It'll come like this, and then it'll come like that, and then you'll have the bullish divergence. That often can happen. But this is my point about TA in real time. In real time, I can see the divergence. I can't really predict the divergence in advance. I'm saying this is an option that might happen, but I don't know that. But once we get there and I see the divergence, that's when I know to enter the trade. And that's why we have the profit circle. I'm like, okay, the divergence did play out, and we'll see. And this is on the 8 hour. This is on the 8 hour. That's what I like to see. And then what day would this be, right? In ballpark Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? A couple days from now, 2-3 days from now, we might see that reversal. So we'll see. It might look like reversal tomorrow morning, and then it might dump. But then if the momentum wave isn't down here, but it's down here, it would be a bullish divergence. And that's where you would enter the long with high conviction, right? Like I might have caught this wick. Maybe this is the bottom. And maybe if I caught it right there, I'm a genius and I caught the falling knife, right? Okay, maybe. But it's okay for me to take my little profit when it bounced back up again, because when it came back down again, I'm kind of waiting for the high conviction play to tell me that it's time to go long right there. That's how that works on Bitcoin. Let's see the Christmas tree lights. Gotta love them. All right, let me see. There's some more stuff here. Blockchain Cowboy's the winner. If you guys just joined the show, Blockchain Cowboy won the first contest in January. Shout out Blockchain Cowboy. He won that contest by doing the most reposts of my posts on social media. You got to help me out, guys. I appreciate it, because the algorithms don't like helping out crypto traders, especially when they rap too. The algorithm don't know what the hell to do with my ass. So what I do in the profit circle is I want to show you this. I'm going to run this contest again for February. I'm trying to get new folks in here, people who are month to month on the premium side. And then the winner's going to get a free month, which is valued at $99. So in here, I'll post some here. But if you follow me on any of my channels, it doesn't matter if it's YouTube, doesn't matter if it's X, or please follow my Facebook business page. If you repost them, I'm going to post some here, but just follow me there. If you go ahead and repost them, copy and paste your link here on social reposts. So Maria's posted some here, Blockchain Cowboy posted some here, and then when the month is over, I'm going to tally up whoever made the most of them, and whoever got the most posts here, they're going to win a contest. And then if it's $99 if you're a lifetime member, but it's also free membership to anybody who is going to extend your month there for anybody who's on a month to month. So that's how we're doing it. I'll set you in the Discord. I'll set. It's a good question. I'll set you in the Discord, my man. All right, let me see. I got a few more things I want to go over today. Fimex has that contest. You guys. Fimex is where we trade all the shit that as much leverage as you want. Like you get to adjust your leverage. You get to say I want to do 100x or I just want to do 10x. Fimex is one place to do that. If you're trading the shit coins that are doing the short squeezes and shit, you might want to use lower leverage. And then that's where they're available on Fimex. They have all the coins. They got gold and silver now on Fimex. But Fimex also has a promotion right now where they'll give you a $100 position voucher. So if you have not created an account yet on Fimex, or even if you do have one, go on there and the reward section, be gifts and stuff like that. They have hella bonuses on Fimex that you guys really got to take advantage of. And if you're new, tell a friend, sign up with my code GMMNX5, and then you're going to get special perks when you sign up, but you're also going to get that bonus voucher. So make sure you check that out because that's free money to trade with. All right. So let's see here. So let's see. I got a lot of stuff here. So yeah, I've talked about that. Fundamentals might tell you what to trade, but the technicals tell you when to trade it, and that's very important. And that's why we go over that. That's what I'm doing here every Sunday and all day, all week, 7 days a week in the Profit Circle. All right, here we go. Oh, this is the thing too. So on one of my channels, this is what I wanted to show. I remember now. On one of my YouTube videos. Okay, I want to show you guys. I made a mistake, a slight error. It wasn't exactly an error, but I want to show you this video here. Oh, come on, video. Let me see if I can get the one where I say the math behind passing breakout prop. Try to get it on the screen here. Well, I'll just show you. It's this one here.
If you're thinking about trying to pass your breakout prop evaluation,
the math behind passing, and I go into the chart that shows this math here. Okay. Someone corrected me in the comments, so shout out to that person if they're listening. I think it was a woman, and there's a lot of comments on here, and she was like, well, actually, let's see, Space Girl Ounce. She's like, actually, it's $111.12 because 90% of 111,000, 1,112 is 1,080 cents, whatever, right? So for the video purposes, I made the video with easy math, but she is right. So if anybody sees anything that's wrong with any of my videos, maybe the math is slightly off, or whatever the case may be, always leave a comment in there so we can address it and correct it. The general premise is still the same, which is that I wanted to show you guys the math on how you can bank enough money so that way if you want to go big for that one big trade, you already have banked enough to purchase your next evaluation. That's the point of this video, and it's off by a matter of $100 or so. Now, I don't even think it's that much, but it wasn't very much money. But the point was, I don't mind you guys correcting me. If something is wrong in a video or you see something, go ahead, let's call it out. We can correct it if the math is slightly off. I was just slightly off. I think so. Honestly, I don't even really double check it, but I think she's right that it was just slightly off by a few pennies or whatever. And that's the kind of person I want in the Profit Circle too, right? So I invited him into the group. You know what? Let's go ahead. And I said, look, you are correct. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a shout out on the show, on the live show. So I'm glad we didn't miss that. So Space Girls, if you're out there listening, appreciate the calling that out. It means you paid close attention to the video and that you're serious about trying to make some damn money. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we all about in the Profit Circle. We're trying to win. So, in the grand scheme of things, I think it's neither here nor there. It's not devastating. But listen, if there is a mistake made, by all means, maybe something is more devastating. I made a glaring error. Call it out. Leave it in the comments there or tell me in the Profit Circle. I'm going to see it right away and then I can get that fixed. So I appreciate that. I do not mind being corrected if something is wrong. We definitely want to get it right. Because my goal, and I keep telling you guys this, I'm going to look you in the camera when I say it. I don't know why, but I have a passion for protecting traders, okay? When I got into finance, I didn't have nobody in my family tell me how to do this shit. I didn't have nobody. I kind of had to figure out. I had one old school homie who's a doctor. He's rich. And he had the Interactive Brokers account. And he was like, he's the one who got me started and showed me finance and how to trade and how shares work and stuff, right? And this is a long time ago now. And I've gone on to do way more than him. He's, like I say, he's a doctor. He's mostly passively investing. But basically, I didn't have nobody. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know what it is, but I feel this desire, this need to try and help others learn the ropes, at least to get started. All right. And the thing about it is you can make hella money, but you can also lose all your money if you're not careful. So my passion is to keep you from getting wrecked, because as long as you don't quit, as long as you stay in the game, you will get better. You will learn. And the key is bankroll management. I don't care who you follow, who you listen to, whatever trading strategy you want to follow. You got to have good bankroll management, because if you lose all your money, then you're completely out of the game. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. So you're going to learn on every trade. You're going to learn every single day, but you got to be honest with yourself, right? If it didn't work out, you got to be honest with yourself. You know what I mean? You just can't lie to yourself. You're not going to make any money that way. I'd rather be rich than right. We say it all the time. I've seen Ben Cohen say another version of that now, because he's been wrong hella times, I guess, but he's rich for other reasons. So I'm just saying, don't get stopped out. I mean, don't get wrecked. And that's my passion. So the reason I'm on here, the reason why I'm trying to help everybody is because I want to make sure that you don't get wrecked and you stay in the game and you make some damn money. That's really what we're trying to do. It's not for shits and giggles. I don't care if somebody was right or wrong about a prediction as much as I am concerned about, are we winning? Right? I got a lot of opinions on, short-term investing versus long-term investing. I'm quite set in stone for me that short-term investing is a better play, because I've seen so many people follow Moon Boys and get wrecked, and they're holding these bags. Hell, I got crypto bags from 2021 that I ain't sold yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck am I doing with this crap? But back then I drink the Kool-Aid, and you can see on the top of my Twitter account, it says cured of crypto hopium addiction, right? I don't do hopium no more. I don't do the Moon Boy shit. And everybody who Moon Boy this cycle really got wrecked. We didn't even get the 20Xs and the 50Xs this time. You feel me? So, yeah, okay, I appreciate you, Kristen. She says, I have so much integrity. I appreciate that. And amen, says Matt, and all sets paying attention. And listen, the games are real, you guys. You can make a lot of money in this business. This is not a fake P&L. You know what I'm saying? That is a yearly gains, Like I said, this is the last time I'm showing this shit, because it don't matter what I made. All that matters is what you're going to make. All right, it's $302,000 in breakout, $200,000 in Interactive Brokers. And this is Robinhood up here. And, if you guys don't know, I've been in the Wall Street Journal. You can look me up in the Wall Street Journal. You can look me up on CNBC. I've been in this game for a long time, you guys. I know a lot about this shit. I just started live streaming middle of last year. It was never really my role. I used to travel around with the influencers a lot more, perform at conferences, speak on panels and things like that. I know a lot about crypto. I know a lot about traditional finance, how markets work, how order books work. Maria, the thing I really wanted to get into, Maria, on that 4-minute message I left you about how the markets are rigged, is the order book. So, and I'm going to show you on Fimex, you guys, real quick. I do want to mention this because you're like, how are these trillion-dollar, multi-trillion-dollar assets going up by so much every freaking day? It used to be, if you had a big market cap, then you move at a smaller amount. Currencies and metals and shit don't go on parabolic runs. And the answer is somebody's manipulating the order book. Who it is, how, it's not a conspiracy theorist, but this is the order book, okay? It's on every ticker, right? This is BNB. What you can see here is this is the middle price. The price is being traded at right now, $754.15, right? It's either middle price. You can set it if you want to be the middle price or if you want to be the last purchased price, and there's a difference. There's a spread. So the spread, at any given time, there's a difference between this one here is 752 and some change, and this is 752 and some change, but it's looks like the last purchase. Yeah, so here's it. Look, this crypto's last trading price is this big number. 751 was the last trading price. However, both sides of the order book say 752. That's because that's the market maker controlling it, but yet nobody has purchased it. So what does that mean? The point is the market makers are controlling this order book. So in my opinion, knowing how markets work, if you widen the spread, what that really does, it can make the ticker, it can make the volatility greater, because now for every unit that's purchased, you're always, any market order, you're buying up if someone was buying this, if they had like $1 million, they're buying it BNB, it would buy up all these outstanding orders that are in the order book, meaning that the price, this average price, they wouldn't be getting it at 753. They'd be getting it like 755 or something like that, like a worser price, because they had to buy this plus everything up in order to enter their position. And what happens is that, of course, now drives up the price. So imagine if the spreads were bigger, every time someone did that, it would be a bigger pump up. And so to me, they goose the markets doing that, especially in TradFi, right? In stocks and shit, where those spreads, like we have not looked at the NASDAQ today, which is a criminal because the NASDAQ has been driving everything. So let me pull up this is the NASDAQ 100. The QQQ is the NASDAQ 100, which is the top 100 stocks in the NASDAQ, which is, obviously most of the NASDAQ as far as market cap and just weighting of the NASDAQ. So I just look at the QQQ. It is not exactly the same as the NASDAQ, but it is very close. And so basically, this has been going up. We saw it reject off of that. This was big earlier this week. So Jerome Powell spoke on Wednesday. God, it seems like an eternity ago. We've been traded so many times since then. But Jerome Powell spoke on Wednesday. This dotted line, it would be a new all-time high, which is right here in October, okay? This is the 8-hour chart, which if you notice is the same as the one-day chart, right? And why is that? Because stocks close, right? They're not like crypto, not 24/7. So you notice nothing is changing between these, okay? 8-hour, one day, same freaking thing, all right? So on the daily chart, which is the 8-hour chart, doesn't matter, we shot all the way up right to all-time high and got rejected right on the day Jerome Powell was supposed to speak. That was when I said risk versus reward, combined with my other technical analysis, looking at the altcoins that I thought were over their skis, the Wile E. Coyotes and shit. And I woke up extra early that day. We were able to catch this short. I'm like, look, if this rejects, if this doesn't break out, it's going to drop. That's exactly what happened. Boom. And we caught that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what happened. In fact, we caught it here. This was the next day, right? Thursday is when this shit dropped. We caught it here. I think I made the 2,500 here. The people who stay got even bigger drops. I swear there's opportunities every day. So the NASDAQ not being able to break out because we knew that the Fed was not going to raise interest rates. And I was like, all of these pumps are front running that. We know that he's not going to raise interest rate or lower interest rates. So why the hell he do that? So how big is the CME gap? I don't know, Maria. Let's see. Let me see if I can look. But basically, my point is this. The NASDAQ is running the market. If the NASDAQ ain't making a new high, I have no reason to believe that crypto is going to make a new high. You get what I'm saying? The NASDAQ drops, you better believe crypto is going to drop too. That's been proven right this whole entire cycle. So one of my strategies, definitely, you'll see me talk about in the Profit Circle, is what is the NASDAQ doing today? For sure. Okay, take a look at Bitcoin. So the CME gap, God, Maria, I don't even know where the next one is. Just so you know, I'm not a CME gap trader. Some people like to say all gaps must be filled. That's right, 80% of the time or something like that. But it ain't always right. I still rather look in the moment. However, this blue line here is the gap when the weekend starts. It's when the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, is what CME stands for those who don't know. It's when the market closes at 3 p.m. my time on Sunday, Friday, and then it'll open again. Now the Bitcoin futures are traded on the CME gap. Now the good thing is when you use this indicator right here, it's called where is it? Bitcoin CME gaps by Neobutane. If you can see that, I know that's hard for you guys to see, but it's Bitcoin CME gaps. You just put it in TradingView. It's kind of nice because the way I use it is I put it on, it shows up on every ticker when you do it, right? So even these, even though these ones are not traded on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, it shows me where the weekend started, and then it kind of gives me a clear outlook on how bullish or bearish a ticker is in recent times. So for the weekend, by the time I come to you guys on the Sunday, because this is Friday night, like this is going to close in a couple hours here after I go off the air, I can see that, oh, Santos was definitely bullish relative to itself. It pumped all the way back to its weekend line, and Bitcoin and BNB did not, right? So this was clearly a more bullish ticker this weekend. And so that's what I'm using the gaps for. Now, as far as the Bitcoin gap, where the next one is down below, I don't even remember. I'm not even sure, honestly. Some people might say, now, if this is the gap that needs to be filled, right, that would be at 84,248, according to this. And Maria, you're going to notice, too, when you get this different CME gap indicators on TradingView, there's some discrepancies there. Depending on, I can even show you actually, depending on time frame. I'm not exactly sure how they go by. They go by when the candle closes or what. But like right now, you can see right here, it says this gap is 84,248. This is on the 1 hour. Let's see what happens when I do it on the 10-minute. It's still the same. Let's see what doesn't happen on the 8 hour. You see it changed a little bit, 84,217. I'm not really sure how they're calculating that. So when people say that the gap is filled or not, I don't necessarily know to the dollar. I just want to be precise with you on that. But you can ballpark see that, like, if this is going to fill the gap before it went lower, it would have to go, unless they're counting that candle as filling the gap. I don't know. That's the thing. Like, what counts the gap? I'm not a CME gap trader, but basically it's like saying this would have to break that before it came lower if you were a CME gap trader, because the market will open here and it'll be below. That means it's got to get all the way back up to 84,000, right? Give or take, right? So that's what the CME gap would be in this case, unless I'm not sure if that little wick is counting or not. It happened right at the open, but that's basically where it is. So I hope that answers your question there. Okay, let me see what else I want to say. All right. Yeah, okay, so I mentioned this again. I mentioned at the beginning. We're going to do a 7-day challenge. I challenge you for yourself. Do a 7-day challenge without pocket watching. Don't look at no one else's trades. You look at your chart, your technical analysis. Don't even look at how much money someone made or lost. None of that shit. Block out Twitter, social media, all that shit. I bet you in 7 days you will be a better trader if you focus on your chart and your strategy instead of somebody coming over here and showing you their gains, right? What do you gain by seeing my gains? Nothing. You gain nothing from just seeing how much money somebody made. What does that do for you? If that makes you feel better, if you guys want to see how much money a brother is making, all that shit, I don't think that should influence you at all. When you've been doing it as long as me, you've seen way too much money to ever think that you have enough. That money is peanuts, okay? The people I seen trade, oh my God, to 8, 9 digits and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy, man. So, like, fuck what we talking about. Fuck what anybody's P&L is as far as dollar amounts. I mean, percentage is cool because I want to see what move they made. You know what I mean? And, there's some reality, right? If you're putting $1 million, I don't think you can do $1 million on Cosmos Atom, okay? You're going to need a ticker with some liquidity. You're going to need Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB maybe. You know what I'm saying? I get that, right? You can't put $1 million on pump.fun, okay? But if you are trying to see if somebody's winning or not, don't look at their dollar amount. Look at their percentage. And even then, that ain't got nothing to do with your chart. It just kind of might give you a little perspective on how leverage works, how much leverage, but you can kind of, again, you can figure that shit out on your own. You know, what leverage works for you and how much money you want to do and how much wiggle room you like having on your stop loss, these types of things. That's what matters. And so just focus on your chart, stick to the strategy. Maria, you sound like you got a good thing going the last couple of days in the week here. You've been winning. So, the main point is, because you mentioned to me, you and CC Underdog, both the people who I know are trying the strategy, mentioned to me about getting breached or wanting to protect the downside. And I'm like, this strategy is designed to protect the downside. So at least don't get breached. You might take some hits on trading fees or in between. This is my scalping strategy I'm talking about right now. But like, you never take this big waterfall. Because so CC Underdog brought this up. He says he didn't enter on all signals all the way down here. I don't remember what he was trading right now. But let's just call it Bitcoin. Everything looked the same. More or less looked the same on the way down here, right? I said, well, look, no matter what, you weren't supposed to be going long because the strategy says if you got a 1-hour red dot, that means we're looking to short and then we're looking to sell rips, right? So we'd get out when it turns green and we get back in when it turns red. So what I would do is I would see this 1-hour red dot and then I would zoom in onto the 10-minute. We'll go over it real quick here. So where did that first 1-hour red dot come? Ooh, it's a little bit hard. Bitcoin is not my favorite ticker to do on because it's not volatile enough, to be honest with you. This happened at 1600. So now we know that somewhere in the 1600 hours when that first appeared. So that would be starting here. And yeah, we got a lot of, I'm in the way here. We got a lot of dots down here on the 1600 that make it hard to, you would have in, out. It'd been kind of shitty at first. You would have been a lot of break evens and lost money on trading fees. But what ends up happening is you get like to this red dot right here. And then you catch a bigger move down. You get out right here. You get back in. You basically be doing this in out shit, banking wins. And the reason why you do that is you don't fight a dot and then eventually you catch this one, boom, just from here to here. You get that. That's a much bigger win if you're in breakout prop. That'll make up for all your little losses because you don't want some weird shit because this can happen that'll come along and go like this. But I found after a year of trying this and staring at these charts for 16 hours a day, I found that rarely happens on anything 10-minute dot or less. You get what I'm saying? 10-minute dot or less, that's unlikely to all of a sudden punch you in the face. Now, above 10 minutes, short squeezes do sometimes happen above 10 minutes. But below 10 minutes, almost never. And that's kind of how I landed on it. Now, does that mean you have to wait for a 10-minute dot before you take your profit. Nah, if you're green and you think momentum is slowing down for whatever reason, you don't got to wait on the dot, 5 minutes. Maybe then what I do is I zoom in. I was like, the 5 minutes turn and the 9 minutes about to turn. You might say, hey, give me my money. I know a 10 minutes coming. Give me my money. But that, that's a judgment call for you to make in real time. But the main point is you're trading with the trend. So that way you never catch a big smack in the face. You always either win or break even, basically. Win or break even. You might lose a little bit on trading fees, but you never try to hold something all the way down and be down hella money. And you're like, oh, now what do I do? And you got to do average down. Before you know it, you got in too deep and you get breached without even realizing it was coming. You know what I mean? The main point is don't get breached. Don't get smacked in the face too hard. That's how I developed that strategy in a nutshell. Let me see here. Oh, one more thing about the metals. If you are bullish on gold and silver, which I still am. I mean, at this price, a 40% discount, yeah, I'm bullish on it. You see, I got in way down here. Gold is a safer bet than silver. I can prove it to you. Over time, this is still a pretty big parabolic move. You guys, I still have stop losses in place just in case. But this is gold, right? So in gold, you can kind of see how it's kind of, this is kind of going higher. Whereas in silver really will come back down. This came all the way back down. You had to wait 10 years, 20, to even get back in this thing. So it's more, it's not shocking that silver dropped 40%, but gold only dropped whatever it did, 15% or something when it pulled back. Basically, gold's just not quite as volatile as silver. So if you were looking for a long-term hold, from what I'm looking at, gold would be a better play for a long-term hold just because it protects your downside more. If you think silver is going to go to the moon, maybe there's more retail activity in silver. Gold is more bought by governments and whatnot. But basically, the safer bet would be gold. I'll put it that way. And that's in my opinion. I would say safer. You might get a more outsized return on silver if it wants to do another parabolic move, which it did on the way up. But then you're going to have bigger pullbacks as well. So I'm talking about more for long-term hold. But again, we do mostly short-term trading. So that was I wanted to call that out. Gold is safer and stronger than silver when that pullback came. All right, let me see. We're going to wrap it up here very soon. Oh, and just one more thing too. By silver dropping from 120 down to 70, that's like a 40% drop. But keep in mind that takes about 70% to get back up that high. Okay, so that means silver would not have to double, but it would have to go up by 70%, which is 3/4 of the way to a double in order to get back to where it was. So that's a pretty big move. You got to be conscious of that move. A drop this big takes a lot to get back up there. Now it went there before, so doesn't mean it can't happen again. But remember, if you drop 40%, you got to make 70% to get it back, basically. Let's see. I mean, I like sticking to day trading. That's me. Is there anything else I want to make sure I cover? Because next week is the Super Bowl. So I don't know if you guys are football fans out there. The Super Bowl happens to be in the Bay Area, y'all. So I'm not a 49ers fan, even though I have the red on today. It's playing in the 49ers stadium. There's a chance that your boy Cassius Cuvée might be able to go to the Super Bowl, or at least go to some of the parties and shit. There's a chance. I may not be having a show on Sunday, so I might run it on Monday. If I don't, I might just have to take the week off. But you guys know I go all the time in the Profit Circle. Maybe I'll bump it to a Wednesday. I'm not really sure. I'm going to get a show next week at some point in time, probably. But what I want to say is this. There's a lot of people, a lot of new people who are new to trading and they're brand new that ask me all the time. They don't know what a candle is or how markets work, or when I talked about the order book and things like this, they just don't know, right? It's like I didn't know, right? So what I really want to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing webinars for people who are brand new. So, if you got some friends who are brand new or anybody who's new and wants to get into trading, I know on the Come Up with Cassius Cuvée on this show, we kind of jump right into it. And I'm like, okay, this is what's going to happen in the markets right now. So all of us have a basic understanding of how charts work, how the markets work. We've already made a trade. We've made our first trade before in our life. You feel me? I want to definitely have a lane for people who are brand new, and I definitely am going to spend some time focusing on that. So I'm probably not going to be doing as many trade setups in the Profit Circle this week. I will be calling out anything glaring. I can't stay away from the charts. If I see anything, I'm going to call it out, but I may not be as active in there this week because I'm going to be trying to write a curriculum here for folks who are brand new this week and be working on that so I can get a webinar set up for folks. And there's a lot of pieces that go into that with my new website. I'm going to have to get them set up for, and I want to equip everybody who's serious about getting into this. I want to equip them with the tools to protect themselves because If you just jump on YouTube and you try to start searching this shit, ain't no telling what people are going to find. And I promise you that 99% of the job is blocking out the noise. It's blocking out the noise, y'all. There's so much bullshit. People who are hype beasts, they get moon boy talk. You got people with all these weird strategies with this ticker and this. Well, if you buy this whole entire other operating system besides TradingView, then it'll tell you that they can get as complex as you want. There's an unlimited amount of information out there if you want to keep looking and learn how to trade. If you go to the top of my YouTube channel, the number one thing it says at the top is Trading Made Easy. Let's see if it'll show up here real quick. Trading Made Easy. Okay, because that's what I'm really trying to do. You see, trading is us off to the side here. Let's see if it goes. If I go like this, does that fix it? I don't really fix it. On the top here, anyway, it says Trading Made Easy right up here. Because the hardest thing is when everything is all complicated. A new person is just not going to get it. And even an experienced person, what happens is you get too many conflicting signals. And you're like, well, this guy was right in the past, so that means he must be right again. You don't really know what the fuck he's talking about. If you can't redo his TA, he ain't right. You know, when a man come in here at King Jackpot and he's quoting Ben Cohen, he's talking about Ethereum's going to 5,500. I'm like, I don't see how he gets there. Where do you see that? He's like, well, follow him and you'll know. And I'm like, no, I've been following him for years. I got pictures with him on the rooftop. I don't see how he gets there. And sure enough, he never got there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't show us. You didn't show your work, Ben. And he was wrong about it. He's probably never going to mention it again. And that's fine. Whatever. You know, his job is to get attention on Twitter, and he's good at it. My job is to teach you guys how to win trades and not lose money. You know, people go on there and they follow these people blindly. Because, well, they know things. They have a lot of followers and a lot of money. That don't mean shit. It just doesn't. So, you know, I'm challenging you 1 week, looking at your own TA. But around the corner here, we're going to be having some setups for brand new people to join the Profit Circle, get a free trading course to get started, just learning how to sign up for Fimex and also TradingView, right? People don't even know how to get on charts. So I want to do that for some beginners. So I'm definitely going to be focusing on all that stuff coming up here in the next week, or really go hard on it this week. And then by end of February, I want to be doing some webinars for brand new folks and keep that going, so we can really get some new members in the Profit Circle. We spend a lot of time trying to do that. So if you don't see me quite as active, because I spend a lot of time in the Profit Circle, and all the wave makers can tell you how much time I spend in there. If I'm not responding to everything quite as actively, it's because I'm working. So also got more breakout prop videos coming. I really want to give some strategy behind this new $200,000 account. So breakout prop, if you use that discount code at the top, GGRF7W, you get a discount every time you purchase an evaluation. So go ahead and use it. Breakout prop doesn't run promotions or sales or anything like that. The only way you can save money is if you use the discount code from the affiliate. And your boy Cassius Cuvée, I'm gonna hook you up. And you know, if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to ask in the general chat. If I don't see them right away, Blockchain Cowboy or someone else might help you out. But I'll still be checking in. If it's something I can really jump in there and help you with, I'm not gonna be absent. I'm still gonna be there. I'm just saying, I probably won't be as active making videos and stuff every day this week, because I'm trying to get this thing set up for the new traders. So anyways, that's why I definitely want to tell you guys that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have for you this week, man. You guys were a great chat. A great group in the Profit Circle. I love to see you guys win, though, man. I love the wins channel just to see everybody win. You know, if you're posting wins in the wins channel, I would appreciate it if you showed the setup before the win so we can see how you got there, okay? You know, it's great to see the P&Ls. I really am rooting for you, and I definitely don't want you to stop posting them. Keep posting them. But let's see, what was your thought process when you entered it? And let us know. You could do that in the market analysis. If you want to do it in the general chat, be my guest. You know, the general chat is for anybody to come take a look. We usually go into more detail in the market analysis channel, but listen, it's up to you to post where you want. The only thing I don't want is like random stuff in the market analysis. We try to keep that about the charts, keep the random stuff in the general chat. And, you know, the wins, and the future trade setups, we just have future only when you got something set up. So please post your setups and, you know, your thought process. Doesn't matter if you're wrong. It really doesn't matter. We're going to look at the thesis together. Or if you have a question, you're like, look, I'm trading this ticker. What do you guys think? Feel free to ask. I can't guarantee you someone will be there to respond right away, but some people will. I might jump in there if I might be looking at it. I might be like, hey, well, you know what? This is what I'm seeing on this. It's relatively bullish. It's relatively bearish. You know, I'm going to give you my honest opinion about it, though. You know that. You know what I'm saying? If you're seeing something and I'm just like, I don't know, man, I think it's dead wrong, I'm going to warn you. I'm going to warn you, because I don't want other people to see it and think that it's going to the moon. You know, buying a top of a parabola is a bad idea. And it took less than 24 hours to prove that with this silver chart. So, you know, I'm gonna have to speak up, because I got to protect everybody in the group. Anybody who bought up here would have been fucked. I'm not going to allow that to happen without at least a warning of putting a stop loss or something. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a plan, right? If you're buying up here, you might want to be selling. I don't know how many more days of this you're expecting, but like this can happen. And it seems crazy how big of this is multi-trillion-dollar asset on market cap. But like, I don't know, you can't really go by market cap because if they can manipulate the order books, market cap don't really mean shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? Just as quick as you got it, you can give it back quicker. You know, think about it. In one day, it dropped all the way back, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? In one day. God damn, So, that's just the reality of the markets that we're in right now. And I know a lot about trading, how markets work. And I wish they were fair, and they're just not. So that's why I like day trading, because we're in and out quick. You know what I mean? I can sleep at night. And this is something you all have to work out for yourself. And we had a guy, Neogen. He was a client of mine way back. And then we used to trade together too. And I saw him when I was looking at, I was teaching a market cipher. And what he called out in the group, he popped in, hadn't heard from him in a while, but he popped in. He was like, one of the things that Cassius Cuvée taught me was like, you got to figure out a trading strategy that works with your life. And what I liked about it, because he posted his wins, but he included how much screen time he spent on them. And he's like, I did this in 4 hours of screen time. I was like, that's a great way of looking at it. A person like me, I'm addicted to the damn charts. And, listen, I don't have kids and shit. This is my baby, right? But, people have a life and kids and a job and wife and, you got to pick up kids from school, make dinner and shit. Not everybody can do this. So you kind of make the decision. Do you want to be a short-term scalper? So that way you can say, look, I'm going to sit down and trade for 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is. And when I'm done, I'm done. If I made money, I made money. If I didn't, I didn't. I go to sleep, fine. You want to be a swing trader? You might, okay, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Does that mean that I check from today to tomorrow? Or is it 2 weeks from now? You will ultimately develop the strategy that works for you, and then you will do what works, what works for your life. It's not just a straight trading strategy that works to make money. It's a trading strategy that works in your life. Because King Jackpot was like, hey, you could have stayed in that short longer. And he's right. I could have stayed in it, would have made more money. But I was like, you know what, bro? This was a day trade. I won the damn trade. You know what I mean? Sure, I could have made more money if it went lower, but like, there'll be a new trade tomorrow. And I went to sleep like a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like a baby. Took my profit and went to sleep. And for me, short-term trading is the best way to manage my life, okay? I still can't help myself. I still like looking at swing trades a lot, and I'll call them out. But, ultimately, you're going to decide what works for you. And I think, personally, breakout prop works really great for scalping. Fimex, you can scalp on there as well, but then you got a lot of coins that are not on breakout prop. And you also, you could decide your leverage if you want a long-term trade or something. For me, it's better on Fimex than breakout prop. But you can do it on a breakout prop. You certainly can. You certainly can. So anyways, those are the only two platforms that I trade on right now. If that changes, I'll let you guys know. But pretty much, man, that's all I got for you today. Any more questions in the chat? You guys have been great. Profit Circle's been great. I love to see you guys winning. Again, if you want to learn the scalping strategy, I go into great detail in last week's show, and I trade in real time. You can see the win. It happened right there in real time on the show. And, that's pretty much all I got today. Okay, you love it, bro. One love. Fam.Goldberg. Appreciate you, man. That's all I got for you guys today, man. It's to come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée every Sunday. I think I'm going to be taking next Sunday off for the Super Bowl, but I will keep you abreast in the Profit Circle when the next show is coming. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, share with friends, and more contests coming, man. You never know when I just do a sudden contest, cash prize. You know what I mean? Blockchain Cowboy won the prize this month. So $99 USDT coming your way, brother. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. This has been the come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée, y'all. Peace.